Check out CJSF.ca for online streaming and more information.
You're listening to CJSF 90.1 FM online at www.cjsf.ca. We're broadcasting from Burnaby, British Columbia at Simon Fraser University. This is KPWE with another edition of This Week in BC Minor League Sports. Now, during this half-hour program today, we'll recap the semifinals of the BC Major Midget League playoffs and also take a look at some collegiate hockey and basketball action. Now, let's get to the action. For those of you who aren't aware, the BC Major Midget League is a league for 15 to 17-year-olds playing competitive hockey in the province of British Columbia, and all of the games are free to attend. The regular season ended 3 weeks ago, and last weekend they played the semifinals for the right to play in the finals this weekend. Now, just going to recap the semifinals right now, and let's start off first at the Burnaby Winter Club, right here at 4990 Canada Way in Burnaby, where the number 1 seed Vancouver Northwest Giants took on the 4th place Greater Vancouver Canadians in the best of 3 series, which began on Friday night, March the 14th. Now, the Giants won the last 7 games of the regular season and then swept the best of 3 quarterfinals over South Island the previous weekend. So the Giants have won 9 straight games of the hottest team in the league. The Greater Vancouver Canadians, meanwhile, finished 4th during the regular season and won their quarterfinal series 2-1 over the Vancouver Northeast Chiefs. Now, Game 1 between the Giants and the Canadians last Friday night looked like it would be a blowout, especially when Giants captain Quint Thompson put home a rebound just 4:41 into the game. Dante Fabro, the Giants' high-scoring defenseman, scored on a power play half a minute later for a 2-0 lead. So just 5 minutes into the game, 2-0, you think, the rout is on, right? Well, it didn't actually turn out that way because it was an evenly matched game with both the Giants and the Canadians having all sorts of scoring chances throughout the opening period. Now, the first period ended with the Giants leading 2-0, and then Gunnar Wegleitner scored for the Canadians with 5 minutes to go in the second period, and after 40 minutes, it was 2-1. The third period was wide open and was still 2-1 for the Giants until late in regulation, when with 5:03 to go, the Giants took a penalty, giving the Canadians a power play. The Canadians pressed, but they could not get the equalizer. The Vancouver Northwest Giants killed off the penalty in the final 3 minutes after that, and they hung on for a nail-biting 2-1 victory in Game 1. Now, I spoke with Captain Quint Thompson, who scored the first goal for the Giants after the game. We're with Quint Thompson, the captain of the Vancouver Northwest Giants. A big 2-1 victory to open the series against the Canadians. And, of course, you opened the scoring in the first period, and you guys never trailed. So thoughts about you guys' play?
I thought we played really well. We were fortunate to get a couple early goals, and we played the same way throughout the game. Although we didn't score, we were able to keep the pressure and not let them dictate the game after going up 2 goals, which is pretty hard to do.
Now, how big was that penalty kill near the end of the game? You guys were up 2-1, and about 3 minutes to go, you guys were shorthanded.
Yeah, that's pretty much a must kill, being up 2-1 and there's 5 minutes left. The boys did a really good job of sticking to the game plan, especially in the defensive zone, and making the sure play and getting the puck off the boards and out or off the glass, just doing whatever it took to get the win today.
Now, of course, this is a best-of-3 series, so how big was it to get the first win?
It's huge. It's only 3 games, so we only need 1 more now, and that's massive in these kind of series. And if we can come out and put a good effort tomorrow, hopefully we can seize the series. So that's we put ourselves in a good position, and that's what we wanted to do.
Again, congratulations, Quint Thompson. Thanks for the interview, and good luck tomorrow night against the Canadians.
Thank you. Thanks.
So that was Quint Thompson, the captain of the Vancouver Northwest Giants, and I guess I kind of lost track of the time there because I thought there was like 3 minutes left, and then they took the penalty, but as Thompson correctly pointed out in the interview, that penalty happened with 5 minutes to go, so they were able to kill off the 2-minute shorthanded situation and hang on for the victory. So a big win, obviously, for the Giants, because as Thompson mentioned, it's a best of 3 series, so you only need to win 2 games to move on. So that's what they try to do on Saturday night, to sweep the series over the Canadians. Now, following Friday's game, I also talked to Giants assistant coach Calvin Check. We're with Calvin Check, an assistant coach with the Vancouver Northwest Giants. So congratulations on a 2-1 victory to open the semifinals against the Canadians. Thoughts about this game?
Well, it was an entertaining hockey game, that's for sure. I think we came out really strong in the first period. They matched that in the second. That's a really skilled team. They work hard. They've got some offensive threats. So I think we figured it out in the third period, and we were able to come out with the win.
Yeah, okay. And then tell us a bit about yourself, Calvin. I understand this is your second year with the Giants. Is that right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, and tell us a bit about your coaching background. Where did you coach before the Giants?
Yeah, so I moved to Vancouver a couple years ago to join the Giants from Edmonton. I coached with the Maple Leaf Athletic Club, Bantam in Edmonton, and the Southside Athletic Club, Bantam in Edmonton, and worked at a couple hockey academies in Edmonton there. So, yeah, born and raised in Sherwood Park, played hockey in Sherwood Park, and moved to Vancouver to coach with the Giants and at the North Shore Winter Club.
Now you're from Alberta, and I understand that you are a big snowboarder. And also you are a drummer, and you also spend some time riding away from the rink. Tell us a bit about some of your interests there.
That's true. You know what? I don't tell people that stuff very often, so you've clearly done your homework. Growing up in Edmonton, it was always snowy and cold, and there was a lot of the mountains were only a couple hours away, so we did a lot of snowboarding as kids to get away from the hockey rink and do different things. And part of why I moved to Vancouver was for the climate, and you can ride the mountains and it's not minus 34, so it's pretty nice doing that out here as well.
Awesome. Again, congratulations on a win tonight. Good luck the rest of the series against Canadians.
Thanks, KP. Appreciate it.
Now, so the Giants won the first game, but unfortunately I had something called work on Saturday night, so I couldn't make it out for Game 2. But Game 2, held last Saturday, March the 15th, again at the Burnaby Winter Club, was another nail-biter for 2 periods before the game was ultimately decided in the final 20 minutes. This time it was the Canadians who scored first when Alex Whittam scored on a power play with 1:26 left in the opening period. So they led 1-0 after 20 minutes. Now in the second period, the Giants tied it early with Kevin Mokhtari scoring just 2:15 in, and that was the way the game stayed until the third period. So 1-1 with a trip to the finals on the line. And remember, as I mentioned, this is a best of 3 series, so if the Giants win, then the series is over. Just 4 minutes, 53 seconds in the third period, it was Colton Kerfoot, the league's second leading scorer during the regular season, scoring on the power play to put the Giants ahead 2-1. Now, just 3 minutes later, Mokhtari scored again, his second of the game, to make it 3-1 for the Giants. Captain Quinn Thompson, who we heard from earlier, added a power play goal with 7:50 remaining, and that was the dagger for the Canadians. So the Vancouver Northwest Giants win 4-1, knocking out the Greater Vancouver Canadians. So the Giants, with the series sweep, have now won 11 straight games. So congratulations to the Vancouver Northwest Giants for moving on to the finals. Now, in the other semifinal series in the BC Major Midget League, it was the number 2 Okanagan Rockets hosting the number 3 Valley West Hawks, with all of the games happening in Kelowna. So again, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get out to see those games, but still an interesting series. Now, the Rockets actually finished 11 points ahead of the Hawks in the standings during the regular season, but these two teams actually match up very well with each other. Now, back in September, the two teams split the weekend series, with the Rockets winning 5-4 and the Hawks prevailing 4-2. But it was their rematch in December that was more intriguing. Now, on December 14th, the Valley West Hawks trailed 3-2 after 2 periods, and then came back with 2 goals in the third in a 1:03 span to go ahead 4-3. But the Okanagan Rockets tied that game with 3 minutes left, and then took the lead with only 48 seconds to go. So on that night, it was the Rockets winning 5-4, an excruciating loss for the Hawks. Then the following day, on December 15th, the Hawks trailed 3-2 again after 2 periods. Again, the Hawks scored twice in the third to go ahead 4-3. And this time, the Rockets scored 3 straight goals to pull out a 6-4 victory. So lots of drama when these two teams face each other, and they went at it again last weekend in the semifinals with the Valley West Hawks looking to get some revenge on the way they lost those games during the regular season to Okanagan. So game one on Friday night, March the 14th at the Capital News Center in Kelowna. The Okanagan Rockets went ahead on a goal by the league's leading scorer, Tyson Jost, with 2:14 to go in the first period. Then the Rockets went up 2-0 on a goal by Liam Finley 5.5 minutes into the second period, and they looked like they were on their way. But again, if you remember what I just said about these Hawks-Rockets games from December, and you anticipate some kind of comeback by the Hawks, and that's exactly what Valley West did. The Hawks got 3 straight goals in the second period, 2 from Paul Smith, and suddenly it was Valley West 3, Okanagan 2. 2 clutch goals by Smith, who isn't normally one of the Hawks' top scorers, as the 6'2", 190-pound forward had just 6 goals in 38 games during the regular season. But it's the semifinals, he's got 2 goals, and it's 3-2 for Valley West. The Rockets, though, tied the game midway through the third period on a goal by Tanner Campbell on a power play, and was 3-3. And then Liam Finley scored 2 goals in a 47-second span for Okanagan, and the Rockets suddenly were ahead 5-3 in the third. The hat trick for Finley, the 5'7", 145-pounder from Kelowna. The Hawks added. The Hawks added a power play goal with 32 seconds to go, cutting the deficit to 5-4. But that's the way the game ended, 5-4, with the Rockets winning and drawing first blood in the best of 3 semifinal series. So once again, game 1 of the semifinal, that was the Okanagan Rockets 5, the Valley West Hawks 4. So a close game and another heartbreaking loss for Valley West. Now, game 2 on Saturday night, it was Valley West looking to even the series, and the Hawks scored 3 times in the opening period this time to open up a 3-0 lead, with Matt Barberis finding the net just 33 seconds into the game, Trevor Iyer scoring 2 minutes later, and then Matt Bradley notching the Hawks' third goal midway through the first period. Liam Finley, who had the hat trick the night before, scored again for the Rockets, this time with 3:54 left in the first period on Saturday, cutting the deficit to 3-1. So again, you anticipate a back and forth game here. Now, Jake Kriske scored for Okanagan midway through the second period on a power play, and sadly it was a close game once again. It was Valley West 3, Okanagan 2, and after 40 minutes in game 2 here, it was 3-2 for the Hawks over the Rockets. Again, the same scenario, if you remember, as back in game 1. Could the Rockets come back against the Hawks the way they had during the regular season, and then again in game 1? Well, the answer is no, because third period of game 2, the Hawks came up flying. First of all, with Eric Calgary scoring for Valley West just 1 minute 13 seconds in the third period, and Mitch Newsom making it 5-2 a minute after that. Matt Bradley added his second goal of the game with 9:16 remaining to give the Hawks a 3-goal cushion at 6-3. Now, the Rockets added a late power play goal, but it wasn't enough. The final score in game 2, the Valley West Hawks 6, the Okanagan Rockets 3, and sending the series to a third and decisive game. So, series is tied 1-1 with game 3 happening on Sunday morning. Now, again, Game 3 Sunday morning was also at the Capital News Center in Kelowna, and it was perhaps the best game of the series, with the season on the line for both clubs. It's a win, and you move on to the next round, to the finals, actually. But if you lose, you go home. So Tyson Jost, the league's leading scorer, put the Rockets on the scoreboard at 9:15 of the first period. It was 1-0 Okanagan. But Jost wasn't done yet, because just 2 minutes after that, he scored again, making it 2-0. Jake Kriske, who is quietly having a great series, got his third goal of the weekend to make it 3-0 with 6:52 left in the opening period. And speaking of someone who's having a great weekend, Liam Finley scored 41 seconds later, and the Rockets suddenly had a commanding 4-0 lead. Now, but the Valley West Hawks weren't dead just yet. They scored twice in the last 3.5 minutes of the period, and it was 4-2 after 20 minutes. With Mitch Newsom and Matt Bradley getting the goals for the Hawks. So 4-2 going into the second period, and Matt Bradley scored his second goal of the game 4.5 minutes in, and it was 4-3. The Rockets, though, didn't sit back. They added to the lead. Okanagan scored 2 goals of its own with Tyson Joss and Tanner Campbell getting the goals. It was the Okanagan Rockets 6, the Valley West Hawks 3, midway through the second period. Now, for Tyson Joss, a hat trick, midway through the game. But again, the Hawks wouldn't give up, with Mitch Newsom getting his second goal of the game with just 9 minutes to go in the second period. And then Matt Bradley completed his hat trick with his third goal of the game with 39 seconds left in that second frame. So after 14 minutes, it was Okanagan 6, Valley West 5. So a barn burner happening at the Capital News Center in Kelowna, as the Hawks refused to have their season go down quietly. So again, it's just an amazing game, 6-5 after 40 minutes, back and forth. Unfortunately, this game happened in Kelowna, so I wasn't there to watch it, but just a great game. And then with time winding down in the third period, the Hawks were on a power play. Matt Bradley amazingly scored again. It was his fourth goal of the game with 7 minutes 45 seconds left. The game was tied at 6-6. So the Rockets had blown that 4-0 lead to open the game. It was 6-6 with just over 7 minutes to go, with a berth in the finals on the line here for both clubs. Now, late in the game, the Rockets were pressing. They were in the Hawks zone, and they appeared to score the go-ahead goal, but it was waved off because apparently one of the Hawks defensemen covered the puck in the crease. So the referees waved off the goal, but they ruled that because the Hawks defenseman covered the puck in the crease area, the Rockets were awarded a penalty shot. So a penalty shot with 4 minutes 34 seconds left in a 6-6 game, and Jake Krisky was awarded the penalty shot. He went in all alone on Hawks goalie Kyle Chima and ripped it off the post and into the net. It was 7-6 for the Okanagan Rockets. And that goal turned out to be the game winner as the Rockets held on down the stretch, and they were able to clinch the series. Final score, the Okanagan Rockets 7, the Valley West Hawks. And just an amazing game. The Rockets go to the finals for the second year in a row, and they will face the Vancouver Northwest Giants in the BC Major Midget League Championship final for the second consecutive year. Now, for Tyson Jost, his second playoff hat trick in the game, as he has 8 goals and 15 points in 5 playoff games. On Tuesday, Jost was named the Player of the Month for the month of February, as he had 15 goals and 26 points in 8 games last month. But obviously, he's still streaking in March with a hat trick on Sunday and 15 points in 5 postseason games. Another hero for the Rockets in Game 3 was Jake Krisky, who got the series winner on a penalty shot and finished with 4 goals in the 3-game set against Valley West. So the championship finals for the BC Major Midget League has actually started, because Game 1 took place last night on Friday night, and I'll recap that game and the entire series in the next program. Now, Game 2 of the finals will be tonight, Saturday, March 22nd, at the Burnaby Winter Club at 6:30 p.m. And again, the Burnaby Winter Club is at 4990 Canada Way in Burnaby. So if you're in the area, you can go check out the game. Game 3, if necessary, will also be at the Burnaby Winter Club, but this one will be at 11:30 a.m. All of the games are free to attend, so get out to the Burnaby Winter Club if you'd like to take in Game 2 of the championship series tonight, and perhaps also Game 3 on Sunday if that game is necessary. So the scoring leader so far for the playoffs, as mentioned, the Okanagan Rockets' Tyson Joss has 15 points in 5 games. He leads all players in playoff scoring. Second is Matt Bradley of the Valley West Hawks, who had a heroic effort, of course, on Sunday in a losing effort. He has 4 goals in 1 game on Sunday, and Bradley's 13 points in 5 games are second in the league playoff scoring race. But of course, his team is eliminated, so he can't add to the totals. And then Liam Finley of the Rockets is third with 11 points in 5 games, and then a 3-way tie for 4th place in the scoring race for the playoffs, with the Greater Vancouver Canadians' Dante Hanoun and Alex Whittam. The Hawks' Davis Koch, all with 10 points in 5 games. Now, of course, for more information about the BC Major Midget League, for the schedule, for the standings, for the statistics, you can go to bcmml.net. That's bcmml.net. Now turning to collegiate sports action, on Saturday, the SFU women's basketball team season came to an end with a 76-68 loss to the Montana State University Billings Yellow Jackets in the NCAA West Region semifinals at Pomona, California. Now, Aaron Chambers of Mission, BC finished the game with a game-high 33 points and 5 steals for SFU. Katie Lowen of Lethbridge, Alberta added 15 points for the Clan as well. And the two teams were actually tied 35-35 at halftime, but the Yellow Jackets opened the second half on a 12-1 run to open up an 11-point lead, and SFU wouldn't be able to come back. And the 2013-2014 season ends with a 20-10 record for SFU, and their second straight season reaching at least the NCAA West Region semifinals. So congratulations to the SFU women's basketball team on a successful season. For other news from the world of sports at SFU, of course, go to athletics.sfu.ca. That's athletics.sfu.ca. Now, meanwhile, the Selkirk College men's hockey program captured their second consecutive BC Intercollegiate Hockey League championship last weekend when they defeated Trinity Western College 2-0 in their best-of-3 2014 league finals. Now, of course, most BC IHL observers had expected that first-place Selkirk College would face second-place SFU in the finals for the second straight season, but Trinity Western University had beaten SFU in the semifinals the week before, and the Selkirk College Saints and the SFU Clan had finished 1-2 in the regular season standings with just 1 point separating the two clubs. But the championship round was instead the Saints and the Trinity Western Spartans, with each game taking place at the Castlegar Recreation Center. Now, while the Saints were gunning for the second straight BC IHL championship, it was Trinity Western's first ever appearance in the league finals. Now, in Game 1 of the BC Intercollegiate Hockey League finals last Friday night, Selkirk College won 6-1 as the Saints opened the scoring just 5 minutes into the first period on a goal by Thomas Hardy, and they never trailed the rest of the way. Bo Taylor had a hat trick for Selkirk College, scoring goals in each period, and also he added an assist. Darnell Dick added a goal and an assist as well. Chris Hurry, who won the BC IHL's top goaltender award earlier in the week, made 24 saves on 25 shots that he faced. Then in Game 2 on Saturday night, Selkirk College won 5-1 to wrap up the series for the second consecutive BC Intercollegiate Hockey League championship. Now, Selkirk scored 3 goals in the first period, and they never looked back, with Marcus McCrea scoring just 4 minutes 29 seconds into the contest. And it was all Selkirk in this one. As mentioned, they scored 3 goals in the first period. They finished the game with a 43-16 edge in shots. So they pretty much dominated that whole game in Game 2. Now, the victory not only finished a sweep of the championship series, but was also the 29th straight home win for the Selkirk College men's hockey program. So just an amazing run by Selkirk College. Again, their 29th straight home win and their second consecutive BC IHL championship. Now, so obviously the results from the championship final was not a surprise because Selkirk College, they had just an amazing team this season. Their power play and penalty kill both ranked number 1 in the league during the regular season. The team didn't lose a regulation game from November 22nd to the end of the playoffs, a stretch that spanned 18 games and included a 13-game winning streak. So congratulations to the Selkirk College Saints for their second consecutive championship. We have some more time here, so let's take a look now at the BC Major Midget AAA Hockey League. It's a women's hockey league, which, like the BC Major Midget League, is also for 15 to 17-year-olds, but as mentioned, this is for 15 to 17-year-old females. So let's take a look at some of the action there. Now, they're also having their playoffs this weekend, and they're in the semifinals already. Now tonight, on Saturday, March the 22nd at 5:30 p.m., the West Coast Avalanche and the Fraser Valley Phantom are playing Game 2 of their best-of-3 series. Again, this is the semifinals at the Langley Sportsplex. Now, Fraser Valley was a top team in the league during the regular season with a record of 22 wins, 1 loss, and 7 ties in 30 games. So just an amazing season. Again, the Fraser Valley Phantom, the league's top team, just 1 loss in 30 games during the regular season. And their opponents, again, are the West Coast Avalanche, who finished the regular season with a record of 12 wins, 14 losses, and 4 ties. So they're playing Game 2 of their semifinal series tonight at the Langley Sportsplex. Now, Game 3 of that semifinal series, if necessary, is on Sunday morning at 9 a.m. at the Langley Sportsplex as well. And obviously, you can check that game out if you are in the area and would like to catch some terrific playoff action and BC female midget AAA hockey. Again, it's one of the top teams facing another pretty good team. So, it's playoffs, it's competitive. So get out there and support the local women. Now, in their other semifinal series, we have the Thompson Okanagan Rockets taking on the Northern Cougars in Prince George at the Kinsman Rink at Exhibition Park. So that game is not in the Lower Mainland, but if you are, for some reason, if you're in the Prince George area, you can obviously check that series out again. The Thompson Okanagan Rockets taking on the Northern Cougars at the Kinsman Rink at Exhibition Park in Prince George in BC female midget AAA hockey action. They're in the semifinals in that series. Now, that's going to do it for this week's program, and of course, we'll be back 1 week from now for the next show. In the meantime, get out to Burnaby at the Burnaby Winter Club to catch the Vancouver Northwest Giants and the Okanagan Rockets in Game 2 of the BC Major Midget League finals, and Game 3 on Sunday if necessary. Again, that's happening Sunday morning if that game is necessary. Now, all the games are free, so enjoy the games. And again, you can check out the league website at bcmml.net to see if you aren't sure of the results. But you can also follow them on Twitter. Both of these two teams tweet the results of their games frequently, so obviously you can check it out and determine if there's going to be a game tomorrow morning. But anyway, that's all the time we have for today. So lots of sports to check out locally. And again, we'll talk to you again next time. So enjoy the weekend, enjoy the rest of the week, and we'll see you 1 week from now and talk to you soon.
Are you in a committed relationship? Have you been living with your partner for at least 1 year? If so, you may be eligible to participate in the Couples Communication Study at Simon Fraser University. Unmarried couples will be paid up to $125 for their participation in 1 lab session at SFU and 4 online surveys completed over 1 year. To learn more, please call 778-782-7155 or email couples@sfu.ca.
I'm Jamie Sessford, and this is your CJSF Arts Report for the week of March 16, 2014. The Burnaby Art Gallery is celebrating the recent acquisition of significant First Nations prints from the 1970s and early 80s until April 6th. The gallery opens at 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. on Tuesday through Friday and 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays and Sunday. Fire Hall Arts Center presents Chelsea Hotel, the songs of Leonard Cohen. 6 performers re-envision the powerful writing of Mr. Cohen with the help of 17 different instruments. Conceived and directed by Tracy Power, this work features performances by Stephen Charles, Kayvon Kelly, Marlene Janader, Lauren Bauer, Ben Elliott, and Rachel Aberley. Prices range from $15 to $30. This performance runs until March 29th. Go to firehallartcenter.ca for more information. Cindy Sherman Meets Dazun Akwa is a private art collection of Vancouver-based artists Michael and Ina O'Brien. This is an opportunity for the public to see selected highlights of the collection, so this is a free event. Running until March 29th at the Satellite Gallery, that's 560 Seymour Street. Arts Club Theatre Company presents Helen Lawrence, an intoxicating story that centers on Vancouver city life in 1948. The main themes are loyalty and money. This play will be showing at the Stanley Alliance Industrial Stage until April 13th. For your CJSF Arts Report, I'm Jamie Sesford.